as a young filmmaker, I guess we should start with what was the spark behind the film? What was the inspiration behind it? What was your first intent? Shall we walk through that first?
So, How to Start a Cult, I had the title back in freshman, sophomore year of college, but never really a story to go along with it. But I just loved the title. And then, yeah, I had some time. I was like, all right, let's write something that we can do in budget coming out of college. And as a 22-year-old writing, I wanted to make sure it was something that was topical to me and my friends and things that we kind of all shared as a young person. And so, I know a lot of directors, they don't get their chance to make movies until they're, well into their 30s, maybe even their 40s in some cases. So being able to write a story in the mindset of a 22-year-old for 22-year-olds is something that is actually kind of unique, and that usually you have to write it kind of retroactively. So yeah, it's kind of, it's an absurd movie. It's ridiculous. There's a lot of jokes, but it gets to that sense of not having a place in the world, being poor, being broke, and kind of needing money and kind of having that like scarcity feeling coming out of college. And then how that interacts with the internet and the rise of the internet and how prominent voices get on YouTube and on social medias that put a lot of pressure on you to, oh, I had a Ferrari when I was just 23 because I sold three businesses. And like those guys are all bullshit for the most part. And like you can't judge yourself off that, but you feel it nonetheless. Even when you tell yourself it's crap and you shouldn't listen to it, a lot of people still do. And so I really wanted to get at that in the film.
Hmm. And as you mentioned, you had multiple distribution offers, but you chose to release it independently, self-distribute it. What was the decision behind that?
Distribution offers suck these days. They really do. I have a second movie actually right now that's completed, and it's submitted to festivals and stuff like that. And we're going through this right now. We have distribution offers from, again, some pretty good distributors, companies that you would recognize, especially if you're in the industry. And, they're really bad. I think it's funny, like when you're in the indie space, for some reason, indie film went from being, okay, we're like outside the studio system, we can do what we want, to, okay, what are the studio systems doing? How can we mimic it? That has never worked. I come from an art background. That never worked for artists. You don't look at, what worked for the top guy who's selling all his work. Like that, that's not how you get famous. And it's the same with companies doing commercials these days. I mean, if you're looking at Coca-Cola for your marketing advert, you're looking at the wrong place, right? It just doesn't make any sense. So it's weird as an indie filmmaker to then look at Netflix and say, okay, I want to be just like them. Let me go to Tubi. Right, but Tubi, right, okay, but like they didn't put $50 million in the movie. They don't have P&A where you can put it on every bus stop, every commercial, every whatever, and like it just doesn't work. So when we had these offers, and again, I had my first movie. I was 23 when it finally got to distribution and we could talk with people. They were great companies. They were companies that people recognized, but the deals were, yeah, we're going to take half your film. We'll give you zero money for it. And the first, $30,000, $20,000 that comes in will go to us, not you. So it's not even really a 50-50 split. It's a 50-50 split with $30,000 hedged towards us first, which, when a company's not putting any money into marketing for you, quite frankly, are you even going to get to $30,000? I don't know. They're not going to set up any kind of like things for you to go to talk with. Like they're not going to set up meetings like this, right? So it's a really bad business model. And I don't necessarily think what I did is the end all be all. I'm sure there's an even better way to do it than I did, but having the confidence to just say, okay, if this was a normal company and some random dude came off the street and said, I'm going to take half your company, but trust me, it's going to be really good for you, you would laugh in their face and tell them to get lost. Like, there's no way you would sign that deal. And so the idea that filmmakers are so bad at business that they would just keep signing these deals over and over, and it makes absolutely no sense. You're better off owning the rights to it and betting on yourself that maybe in 5, 10 years my name will be worth something or one of the stars in the films will be worth something, and then now people want to go back and watch that film retroactively. That's not to say no one's watching it. We've actually had thousands of rentals, but like still, like, yeah, like, is that going to add up to us making $1 million? No. But if I go off and I make a Disney movie in 10 years, well, I still have the rights to it. But if we sold it, okay, there's worldwide rights for the next 10, 15 years, depending on who we signed with. So you're not getting any of that. So it's about making a bet on yourself and just not being stupid and not taking deals that are objectively bad.